you see Zaro touching the beard there, man. I think we cooking up something nice. Like they said, they had an undisclosed location. I will be arriving later on today. I booked a later trip so I can get some extra Z's in, but I was awakened by these guys. But like Evan said, we are super excited, and I think we could go ahead and jump right into it. We're not gonna hold y'all any longer. Let's get to this MyTeam news.
Have fun.
Yo, what's good, everybody? It is your boy Stacks, and welcome back to the road to NBA 2K25. And you already know we got the man with the cleanest cut in the business, my guy Evan. Evan, what's good?
No comment, Stacks. Happy to be here. Before we get started, we do want to have a disclaimer that today's show is pre-recorded because Stacks and I are both going to be on the road when this show airs. But we couldn't skip out on the much-awaited MyTeam reveal, so we've recorded this ahead of time for you, and hopefully we will both be with you watching in the chat.
All right.
Today we're going to go through the courtside report for MyTeam, which is our card collecting mode in NBA 2K, which is undergoing huge changes this year in 2K25, including a lot of updates that address your feedback. MyTeam is available on both new-gen and current-gen versions of NBA 2K25, but there are a few things that are only on the new-gen version. So keep in mind, whenever we say something is only on new-gen, we mean the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC versions of NBA 2K25.
Do it, MyTeam. Let's do it.
Sir. And also, we have Twitch drops enabled for this stream. You can earn a locker code in NBA 2K24 just by watching. So keep in mind, if you're watching on Twitter or X, or if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you slide over here to Twitch right now if you want to be a part of the Twitch drops, okay? You're not going to want to miss out on this. I know a lot of people have been grinding the Twitch drops in the last few streams, so stay locked in. We still got you.
All right, so we're going to go through the instructions one more time. We know you all know the drill, but just in case this is your first time, if you tune in for 90 minutes across our drop-enabled streams of the road to NBA 2K25, you'll earn a locker code in NBA 2K24 that gives you a MyTeam pack with powerful cards, 60 skill boosts in My Career, and a double XP coin in both My Career and MyTeam. It's a nice boost to help you end 2K24 strong before you come over to 2K25 with us very soon. Remember, this is 90 minutes across these shows, so hopefully you've tuned in to some of our previous Road to 2K25 shows, such as Gameplay, My Player, My Career, My NBA, or The W, and have some watch time already accumulated that you can finish off today. For how this works, we have a website with full instructions up at nba.2k.com/twitch-drops, which explains the 3 steps that you have to do to get your code. We'll also talk more about this again at the end of the show, as many of you finish up your 90 minutes. Now, onto MyTeam. So, we've had 4 courtside reports so far from our dev team that have released covering all the new updates in NBA 2K25, and we only have 2 more to go. So today we've got both LD and Alexis chatting with John from our dev team about everything new in MyTeam this year.
Okay.
Yes, sir, and we know you're going to have some questions. You always have questions. We're happy to take a look at some of them and answer a few, but in order to do that, you have to go to our official Discord, go into the NBA 2K25 questions channel in the Discord, leave your questions there, and hopefully some of the devs will respond to your questions, man. Make sure you do that. Our Discord is popping right now.
Who have been asking MyTeam questions all these past few weeks, this is finally your chance. You've been asking about MyTeam for a long time. Baby. And I think many of those things we are going to address today. But in case there's anything else that we didn't get to, put your question in the Discord and maybe we'll get you an answer.
Yes, sir. That's discord.gg/NBA2K. Now, also make sure you guys stick around because we're going to take you through the entire dev vlog and even more detail. You feel me? So let's go ahead and take a look at the courtside report. It's going to be heat.
Let's go.
What's up, everyone, and welcome to another NBA 2K25 Courtside Report. I'm Alexis Morgan.
And I'm Chris Manning.
And today we are joined by Jonathan Smith, principal producer for NBA 2K25 MyTeam. Welcome, Jonathan.
Nigga LD, low-key fresh, man. Low-key.
One of the
Auction house returns.
Exciting news that we heard is the auction house is returning.
Okay, baby.
Was very clear about what they wanted to see in NBA 2K25's MyTeam, and it has returned.
But what is new this year is that it's a more compact experience. It's all in one menu. It's a lot smoother, it's a lot more streamlined, and it's a lot better.
What can players expect when they jump into MyTeam for the first time?
You'll select your starter kit and you'll get the most powerful card we've ever included in a starter kit. You get to select 2 current stars and an NBA.
They're free agent cards, nigga.
Cards that are going to last a lot longer than the typical 5 games. This is the most powerful base we've ever had.
They still expire.
After you finish your starter kit, you select your free agent cards. You'll be able to choose what kind of experience level you are. You can either go over to Learn 2K and brush up on the basics. You can be new to MyTeam, and we'll show you everything there is to know, or you can be a returning player, so you can get started immediately. On the Home tab, you can jump right into a game immediately. Going into the challenges, this menu is our home of agendas and challenge games all merged together. One-stop shop for all of the live content that goes into MyTeam. Also on the home page, you'll see your progress in MyTeam Rep. The training hub includes tips and tricks videos, but also freestyle, practice plays, and scrimmages make their way into MyTeam for the first time. And the Home tab is also our place to display whatever events are going on right now. The new Play tab is where you go to compete. All the game modes are right there. Descriptions on everything.
And this nigga got 12 million
That's the
VC.
pack market. You got the auction house, and you have the new exchange with new improvements there as well. And of course, you have locker codes. Then after that, we have the Manage tab. This is where you're setting up your lineups, editing your players, making shoes with some new takeover boost cards. The first time ever we've been waiting to be able to customize takeovers, and you can take whatever takeover you want and put it onto this player.
What would you say the biggest upgrade is to MyTeam in NBA 2K25?
Park gameplay is coming to MyTeam, and it is set in the perfect
Huh?
location. We're up in the rooftop in NBA 2K16's Rivet City.
Oh,
Championship
shit!
Park. We got
Oh,
all of the amazing parts of this court. We're up in this.
Oh my god! Oh my god! No. No. Fam, that's crazy. We gonna get that 2K16 event! Yes, sir! Yes,
The
sir!
rooftop court's back. We have
Yes,
these
sir!
glass walkways, and most
Yes,
importantly,
sir!
the chain nets are back. So for the first time, you're finally playing with
Oh, that's
NBA
tough,
players
bro.
in a park setting. In Triple Threat Park, we have 2 main game modes. 1, team control, just like Triple Threat Online. You control all 3 players of your team, and you're competing against 1 other player. We also have co-op. This is the traditional park experience, 6 NBA players. You're controlling your 1 player, and you're just trying to get that win.
How do you get to Triple Threat Park?
Well, there's 2 ways. You can either go through the city and walk right up to our building entrance, or it's accessible right from MyTeam's menus.
What are we playing for in Triple Threat Park?
Triple Threat Park is a new place to take on the competition and win. We have a reward every day available for 1 win, 3 wins in a row, or 5 wins in a row.
What if all 3 of us want to play as NBA 2K25 cover star Jason Tatum?
So we do have a priority system for when you're playing on a co-op court. Whoever's got the highest rep, they will have the top priority. We also have a full MyTeam store. This is a one-stop shop for many of the stores from the city. The best part is the showcase spot. The big billboard that everyone can see from anywhere in the park, you can take control of it. You can open up packs on the billboard and everyone will see what you get. And if you pull a good card, fireworks erupt from the entire park. It is spectacular. It is one of my favorite things to bring.
I just had to see what that's like when you get in the game.
What can you tell us about Breakout in NBA 2K25?
Breakout is our new single-player mode. This is a new run-based mode. You start off in the middle of a game board. All the prizes are on the outside of the board, and your goal is to get there. Every run in Breakout is different. You choose your path to the outside of the board. You're choosing everything from era and decade teams, all-time teams, and everything in between. You're choosing your game modes, triple threat, clutch time, full lineup games. When you start a run in Breakout, you can choose to have that board be only triple threat and only clutch time games if you want. This is an ever-evolving experience.
What's new for the competitive players in MyTeam?
So new this year is Showdown. It's the evolution of Unlimited. Since the best compete here, the best rewards are here. Every week, you can pick between 3 rewards. So even though you're progressing by wins, losses, yeah, they do count, they do matter, but you'll never rank down a tier during a season. This year, you can change your offensive and defensive settings.
Thank you.
Customize your on-the-fly lineups. The leaderboard now only shows Tier 1 versus Tier 1 games. So truly, the best of the best will be featured in the Showdown leaderboard. King of the Court is our new weekend competitive event. This is where the best of the best compete for the elite prizes in MyTeam. Think Showdown, but another level up. You're still competing with your best 13 player lineup that you can put together.
So if you're the best player in MyTeam, what do you earn?
Well, you get exclusive stuff, things that you can only get from King of the Court and being #1 overall. And also
VC
every week.
Shit!
And additionally, like I said before, with Triple Threat Park, your accomplishments in Showdown and King of the Court appear right there underneath your feet, so you can show off to everyone that you're the king.
Bro. So that's like actual park?
And you can customize your on-the-fly lineups. The leaderboard now only shows Tier 1 versus Tier 1 games. So truly, the best of the best will be featured in the Showdown leaderboard. King of the Court is our new weekend competitive event. This is where the best of the best compete for the elite. Still competing with we go 1 million VC every week get from King of the Court.
1 million VC every week.
And also 1 million VC every week on the line. And additionally, like I said before, with Triple Threat Park, your accomplishments in Showdown and King of the Court appear right there underneath your feet, so you can show off to everyone that you're the king.
We have a lot in MyTeam this year. Triple Threat Park, the auction house is back, new competitive modes, and a new single player experience. I know the fans are excited for MyTeam this year.
There is so much to be excited for. So excited to take all the feedback we got over the past year and deliver MyTeam 2K25 like this.
Thank you so much, John, for joining us today.
Hey, thanks for having me.
And we'll see all of you in our next NBA 2K25 Courtside Report.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I know
My
y'all
team's a
heard
dub,
me.
bro.
And I'm excited just like y'all. This is one of the biggest revamped, refreshed, and rebooted MyTeams. Man, I'm super excited for it, Evan. I know you got some more details for us. Can you break it down, Evan? Because I know the people in the chat is excited to hear this in more detail.
Let's do it. So as always, we're going to go through the full courtside report together. You heard all the major announcements from John in the interview, but especially for this blog from MyTeam, we want to go over it all with you again, so you hear it a second time, because there's a lot to unpack. So even though you're hearing it a second time, I'm sure you're going to get more details out of it that we want to make sure you don't miss. Now, before we get into it, remember again that MyTeam is on both new gen and current gen versions of NBA 2K25. But whenever we say something is only on new gen, we mean the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC versions. This video that you just watched and the full blog that we're about to go through are going to be on the NBA 2K website right after this show. So if you miss something we say, you can go back and read it as many times as you need. Now, Stacks, did I hear correctly? The auction house again?
Evan, you heard it correctly. The auction house is back, man. Evan, I've been having people hit me up over and over and over again asking about this auction house, and I've been radio silent. But now I can officially say the words, the auction house is back. It's amazing, man. I'm happy. I'm excited.
Same here. I think in our Discord questions channel, back when it was gameplay questions, my player, my career questions, I just kept seeing, is the auction house going to be back? Is the auction house going to be back? So now you've heard it 3 times. You've heard it once earlier, once from John, and once more from us. You've heard it 3 times. We can say officially the auction house is back in NBA 2K25. Now, for those of you who just started playing MyTeam in the past year and haven't seen the auction house before, it's a place where you can auction off or acquire cards using MyTeam points, aka MTP or MT as our community likes to call it. Now, if you're familiar with how it used to work, there has been some quality of life improvements in 2K25 to the auction house menu, which is now streamlined so you can search for cards, buy and sell, all in one place.
Yeah, that's
Your auctions
good.
menu actually is going to have limited space, and to unlock more space, you'll want to earn more MyTeam rep. You heard John mention that MyTeam is now getting a new rep system with perks and rewards throughout the mode, and rep is year-long and doesn't reset with seasons. So if you play My Career, you're probably familiar with how rep works, but we'll talk more about rep for MyTeam in just a little bit. Now, this next part we want to make sure is very clear so that there is no confusion or question about it. So focus and listen in closely to this part. I'm going to read this part straight from the blog. To ensure a level playing field, the returning auction house has a zero tolerance policy on activity detrimental to the health of the mode. All transactions will go through a verification process to make sure the auction house stays fun and fair for everyone in the community. The love for the MyTeam auction house
So
is
basically,
clear, and we're excited.
basically, what I mean is they don't want people selling MT and VC off of different platforms
For its return.
on the auction
To
house.
translate that for you all, what that means is we've heard for months and months now how much you want the auction house, and our dev team did an awesome job bringing it back. They made it happen. So please don't even try to do anything against the terms of service with the auction house. Hold yourselves and hold each other accountable because it will be a zero tolerance policy.
Zero tolerance, okay? You have been warned. We let you know up front. Zero tolerance means exactly what it says. Zero tolerance. So be in your best behavior. Like Evan said, hold each other accountable because we want to continue to do cool things like this year after year. But moving forward,
They're so
let's talk
money
about
hungry.
the
Damn.
second most exciting thing about my team this year, the Triple Threat Park 2K16.
That sounds
Rivet
crazy.
City. I see Evan got the shirt on. That was low key a little surprise right there. Evan threw a little Easter egg in there for y'all. Let's talk about it a little bit.
Yep, it was the right day to bring this shirt back. But yeah, so on new gen, so PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC, the new home for Triple Threat Online and co-op games is called the Triple Threat Park. And as John mentioned, as Stacks mentioned just now, this is a faithful remaster of NBA 2K16's Rivet City Championship My Park.
Damn,
one of the
man.
most popular parks ever in NBA 2K history.
Let's go bring back
Now,
some
just
memories,
like the original,
bro.
there are 9 courts, and 4 of these courts are for 2-player 3v3 games, where each person controls a 3-card lineup. That's more like regular Triple Threat Online. Then the other 5 courts here are for 6-player 3v3 co-op games, where each person controls 1 card, just like co-op. And similar to some of the courts in the city, 2 of these 5 courts are going to be no squads only courts. You also heard John talk about the showcase spot, but the part I really want to help you all visualize is how it all works when you're in the Triple Threat Park. So you're going to be controlling your My Player just like you would in the city, and that means your My Player's clothes and customizations and apparel do carry over across both My Career and My Team now, like the apparel you can earn from season rewards. Once you walk up to a court's Got Next spot, what happens is your My Player is going to walk onto the court, present your My Team cards,
That's
whether
tough.
you're 1 or 3, which then reveal the NBA players that you're going to be controlling. We've often seen people asking for a way to play with NBA players in true park games, and now you can. On top of that, in Triple Threat Park, there's win streak rewards, challenges, and limited time events. So there's going to be a lot going on here, all in this beautiful throwback to 2K16.
Man, oh man, that Rivet City. Hey, I might have to go out there day one.
You feel me?
Get the vibes back. You know what I'm saying? Just to
Oh,
kinda
God.
revive that feeling in my
Oh,
body.
God.
Evan, I'm excited for that. Shout out to the dev team for bringing.
Thank
that
you, man.
forward.
That's
It's
tough.
gonna be super fire. But anyway, let's go to Breakout. Let's talk about Breakout a little bit more. We heard John speak about it. Now, Evan, let's get into some details.
Yep, so Breakout is a brand new take on how single player works in My Team. The explanation that helped me visualize it a lot on top of what you're going to see on your screen is that it's like a game board and you start in the middle spot. This is called Breakout City, and from the middle spot you'll be surrounded by various arenas that represent the game modes, the eras, and the opponents that you could choose to compete against. That could be current NBA teams, historic teams back in the 90s era, theme teams, and more. Now, your ultimate goal is to break out of the game board and earn your reward. Remember, you're starting in the middle. And at each spot, in the direction you can go, you can preview what type of game you're going to play, whether that's a triple threat game, a clutch time game, or a shortened 13-card full lineup game. Whichever direction you choose, if you win, you're going to earn prize points and move in that direction on the board. These prize points are important because they unlock the reward spaces on the board, and the spaces with the best rewards require more prize points before you can play those games and attempt to win. As John said, Breakout is a run-based game. So you have to choose your opponents and games and which direction you go wisely, because if you lose 3 times in a run, you have to start all the way over from the middle. And as you move farther and farther away from the center spot, the difficulty of the games goes up. Once you reach the outer edge of the board, you will face off against a final gatekeeper team. And these gatekeeper teams are these ultimate opponents that stand between you and your reward. One thing to note here is that with Breakout, the standalone triple threat and clutch time modes have been retired and merged into this brand new way to play single player in MyTeam. But if you're a fan of just triple threat, you don't want to play clutch time at all or full lineup games at all, you do have the choice to pick Breakout boards that exclusively contain triple threat or clutch time games. One more special note that our dev team shared in the blog that we want to make sure you all will hear is both triple threat and clutch time games are now played in the House of Clutch Arena. And that means, for triple threat, many of you will be very happy to hear, that the fans are going to be behind the barriers, away from the action and not running onto the court, getting in your way. We've seen that called out on feedback, and we've seen that also in the logo gauntlet. We've seen some people to mention that. So the fans are going to be behind the barriers, away from the action, and aren't going to be getting in your way at all.
Sounds amazing. This is very interesting, very creative from the dev team, man. Breakout sounds amazing. I can't wait to actually be in it. And that goalkeeper kind of scared me a little bit, Evan, when you said that that final goalkeeper gonna be there waiting for me. I got a little bit nervous, not gonna lie. But let's keep it moving. Let's get back to multiplayer. John mentioned Showdown. What are the competitive modes like this year, Evan? Let's talk about those.
Yeah, so Showdown replaces Unlimited, as John mentioned, and it's one of the new competitive...
Showdown replaces Unlimited.
So these games are played on shorter 4-minute quarters, and in Showdown, there's 15 tiers of progression that as you win, you try to get promoted up the 15 tiers.
I like
and
that.
There's an extra incentive for winning, not that you needed more incentive by playing Showdown that you want to win. If you go on a win streak, you'll actually earn extra progression up that ladder of 15 tiers. However, losses will count against you, but as John mentioned, once you are promoted to a higher tier, you cannot drop back down to the previous tier during that same season. So there's some checkpoints built in so that you can't go all the way up and then drop all the way back down. Once you're promoted up a tier, you can't drop back down during that same season. Every Friday at 8 a.m. Pacific time, which is when our MyTeam content usually refreshes on Fridays, if you have gotten enough wins in the last week, you will be able to choose a reward group based on the tier you finished in. These are weekly rewards. Then there are also rewards that are refreshed each season that can be earned immediately as you reach those milestones. And at the end of each season, you will drop a number of tiers based on where you ended, which offers you a fresh challenge the next season without starting totally from scratch. Now, Showdown is a competitive mode. It's all about winning. So another thing John mentioned that I think is really cool is that the Showdown leaderboard only considers games played between Tier 1 players. This was a way to make sure that the leaderboard is an accurate representation of who the best players are in MyTeam. And on top of that, your tiers also come into play for matchmaking. So that prioritizes matching you up with opponents at a similar tier to help ensure more fair matchups.
Evan, man, I'm excited, man. Am I going to see you on that leaderboard, Evan?
I guarantee you I will not be there. I do not think I'm going to make my way up to Tier 1. I will do my best, but you will probably find me in Breakout a lot more than you will in Showdown. But you never know. Maybe I'll get better this year. I know you'll be up there.
We need you out there, man. We need you out there. I want to see Evan on that leaderboard at least once this year. We got to make sure Evan get deep into some MyTeam, the comp side of MyTeam a little bit. But a couple weeks ago, we announced a new King of the Court mode, and now we finally heard what it is. Evan, I'm pretty sure you got more details. Mr. Evan GPT, you know everything. You got everything in your brain. The cut is fresh. I just got to shout out your haircut.
My brain and in the blog. So remember, if you need more details after we're done here, you can go read again in the blog. But as John mentioned, King of the Court is a weekend competitive event. I'm actually surprised when we announced that King of the Court was going to be a new mode this year. Not that many people kind of guessed this or theorized this, but anyways, it's a weekend competitive event, and these are going to be held every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Pacific time, starting on September 14th. I know many of our MyTeam veterans out there have fond memories of playing competitive games on the weekends, so it's back here in 2K25. Now, the reason it's not on the first Saturday after 2K25 comes out is you have to qualify in the week prior to each King of the Court by meeting certain thresholds in either the new Showdown or Triple Threat Park modes that we just talked about. And that's an example is hitting a target number of wins during that week. However, once you're at a higher enough rep tier, which we'll also talk about in a second, you'll earn automatic qualification and don't need to re-qualify for every weekend's King of the Court. You'll be automatically in. In the actual King of the Court, you'll be playing full lineup games, and you'll earn a game score based on your performance. If you lose 3 games, your time in that Saturday's King of the Court is unfortunately finished. At the end of the event, you'll be ranked amongst all the competitors in groups representing the top 50%, top 10%, top 1%, and the ultimate #1 King of the Court. The group you finish in there determines which tiers of rewards you receive that weekend, and those rewards are refreshed every week, including some of the best rewards in MyTeam. You may have heard John say it, but each weekend's King of the Court, the person that finishes #1, each weekend's King of the Court gets 1 million VC.
Oh
so
my
King of the Court is going to
god.
be where the best of the best in MyTeam will be competing every weekend for some of the best prizes.
Evan, did I just hear correctly? 1 million VC, is that what you said?
Yep, 1 million VC. Are we going to see you at the King of the Court stacks?
Yeah. That just got me out there. That just got me excited, man. I need that 1 million VC. Y'all already know, man. I be entering the giveaways when we do giveaways live on stream, just like y'all. I need this. I need parts of that. I need to know how I'm gonna get up in there, get that one.
Events as well. We're not going to share the full list of rep rewards today, but some of the ones mentioned in the blog
They got a goat
are
course back.
unlocking access to the auction house, increasing your auction's capacity to hold more cards, as we mentioned earlier, some special rewards and community favorites like the Fireball and the MyTeam Coliseum Arena that we introduced this past year in 2K24. The blog is a bit tier. You will get an exclusive GOAT Jason Tatum card. So there is already going to be a GOAT Jason Tatum card there. Now, I don't think most people are going to hit GOAT tier, a Dark Matter tier that quickly, but that GOAT Jason Tatum card is there waiting for you all. On top of that, thinking far ahead to the end of next July, so 2025, our most dedicated players at Invincible or GOAT will receive the ultimate rewards related to NBA 2K26's MyTeam mode. 2K26, not 2K25.
They already talking about
that
26.
just yet, so stay tuned for more details later in the year.
No, that converts
My team got a lot
2K26
of
is gonna be a
heat, Evan. I'm
thing.
not gonna lie. Some of the stuff I'm hearing, I'm getting so excited. I'm ready to hop on my team right now. This is crazy. Imagine can you imagine being the #1 rep in my team, the only person in the game with the GOAT logo?
Yep,
That
you get a GOAT logo.
would be crazy, man. That would be crazy. So I saw with all these changes in my team, John said the menus have been revamped a little bit. I told y'all, revamped, reworked, okay, refreshed. He said they have been revamped a little bit. Where's everything now? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, so let's actually first rewind all the way back to the first time you enter MyTeam in 2K25, because there's a brand new introductory experience that John showed you in the video that we're going to slow down for you now. The first step, as always, is opening your starter kit. And in these, you can now choose 2 diamond-rated free agent cards that last 25 games. So this is more than the usual 5 games that we used to have. So Stacks, the options that you can pick from are Luka, Anthony Edwards, Kevin Durant, Giannis, or Nikola Jokic. So pass it to you, Stacks. You get to pick 2 of these. Who would you pick?
Oh, this kind of tough. You know what? I'm gonna take Kevin Durant. I think we all know Kevin Durant. And then I'm gonna also take Jokic. I'm gonna take KD and Jokic. That might be a surprise to some people, but those are 2 I'm gonna take right there.
I think I'd take Luka and Jokic. I don't know why. That combo sounds nice. But whichever one you pick, you then also get to pick a pink diamond rated historic player free agent that lasts 10 games in your lineups. So Stacks, the options are Allen Iverson, Michael Jordan, Dr. J, Kevin Garnett, and Kareem. So of these 5, you get to pick one. Which one are you going for?
This is not difficult at all, Evan. Michael Jordan is literally right there. The greatest of all time, Evan. Give me Michael Jordan, man. We're not even gonna waste no time talking about this. Give me Mike. Give me MJ.
Don't underestimate KG and Kareem. I think the value of big men is always they're always undervalued. So don't underestimate KG or Kareem. But after you've done that, you've picked your starter kit, your team, and all that. you'll be asked to pick your experience level. This is a brand new screen this year in 2K25. So you're going to see the first option is if you're entirely new to basketball. There's a tutorial for that because many people, myself included, actually used NBA 2K and MyTeam to help learn a lot of the little details in basketball beyond just shooting and dunking, getting into the more nitty-gritty stuff, and also used MyTeam to learn more about different players in basketball history. So you can get into NBA 2K and MyTeam even if you're new to the sport. We've got a tutorial just for that. Now, maybe you know basketball already, but you're just new to 2K. It's your first year in 2K25. That's going to take you to the Learn 2K tutorial on New Gen that we talked about a few weeks ago, which has mini games and drills to help you learn the controls and game mechanics of NBA 2K. The third option is maybe you've played 2K, but you're just new to MyTeam. That'll guide you through the various MyTeam modes, features, how to manage your lineup, and all that good stuff that we want to make sure you are ready to go when you start your MyTeam journey. Now, the fourth option is probably for a lot of you here. If you don't think you need any of this and you already know what you're doing, you can choose to skip these introductions and get right into the action. I do recommend doing these just to see everything new in MyTeam because so much has changed, but you do have the option to skip it all and get right into the action. Now, after that, you also can do an optional set of Welcome to MyTeam challenges. Even if you don't think you need these, there are some exclusive rewards, including the dynamic duo of Damian Lillard and LaMarcus Aldridge, and an option pack where you can pick one of the first EVO players of the year, which you can then evolve from Emerald to Sapphire to Ruby. Next, one of the bigger menu changes is agendas and challenges are now combined together in 2K25. So rather than having two places to look, this is your single stop for all of the live content updates and things to do in MyTeam. John showed the Welcome to MyTeam challenges, and you can see this very clean new look that clearly shows the challenge, the rewards you get, and your progress. There is always something to do in MyTeam, so this makes it really easy to jump into a game really quickly from the menus. Now, to help you even more there, the autofill lineup feature has been improved to adapt to challenges. So if a challenge, let's say, requires you to hit a lot of threes, you can use the autofill lineup feature to help you create the best lineup for that challenge, putting all of your three-point shooters in your lineup. It makes everything a lot easier to manage, so that autofill lineup is a huge quality of life improvement here. With all of these big changes in MyTeam that we talked about today, the menus are actually a lot cleaner as well. So besides the What's New tab, which shows you what's new in MyTeam, there are 5 main tabs now. John talked about these, but we're going to freeze them on the screen for you to see one by one. So first up is the Home tab. This is where you can go to the challenges we just talked about, check on your season progress and your MyTeam rep progress, and see the latest limited time events going on in MyTeam. You can also access the Training Hub, which includes practicing plays and running a scrimmage with your MyTeam lineup for the first time. Next is the Play tab. So since our game modes have been streamlined, there is now a single tab called Play for both single player and multiplayer modes. On New Gen, when you go to the Play tab, you're going to see Triple Threat Park, Breakout, Showdown, and King of the Court, those new modes we talked about, along with Salary Cap, Domination, Exhibitions, or Play with Friends matchups in Triple Threat or Showdown style games. The third tab is the Market tab. This is where the returning auction house, along with the pack market and the exchanges. John mentioned in the video there are improvements to the exchange, and it has received an overhaul, allowing for more flexibility when adding player cards to different exchanges and more categories to easily find the exchanges you're looking for. There's also a more visual menu to help identify the cards you need for the certain exchange you're looking at. Entering locker codes has also been moved here, as those codes are released throughout the year. The Manage tab is where you can access lineups management, your collection, editing players, redeeming double XP coins, and the MyTeam Shoe Lab. And finally, new in NBA 2K25, the Options tab now has a customized HUD menu. Entering locker codes has also been moved for the certain exchange you're looking at. Entering locker codes has also been moved here, as those codes are released throughout the year. The Manage tab is where you can access lineups management, your collection, all the new menus look, which I know is something that really improves a lot of your experience, as you probably spend a lot of the time in the menus playing MyTeam. So,
man, oh man, Evan, that was a lot, I will admit, but it's a lot in a good way. A lot of new crazy things coming to MyTeam. Shout out to the devs for making things just a little bit easier, especially on some of the new players for some of those changes. But before we wrap up, I know every year the dev team works on a bunch of quality of life features. Did we get any of those this year? I'm pretty sure we have. So Evan, just go ahead and let us get it.
Almost every year in my team, our dev team really focuses on a lot of these quality of life improvements to help improve just your regular experience of your day-to-day in my team. So since we're pre-recording and we can't ask the chat whether or not they really want me to read everything, I'm going to read most of this list. I'm going to skip a couple because this list is really too long. But remember, after we're done in the show, you can go to the Courtside Report blog and read this full list of quality of life features yourself. But I'm going to read a couple here. So first one says, Legend badges, which if you remember we introduced a couple weeks ago, are the new tier of badges above Hall of Fame, are available in my team as well. So similar to how Hall of Fame badges have worked before, the Legend badges will skip the bronze to silver to gold progression, which typically is required when adding badge cards to players. The next one says, some coach cards may now boost both your lineup's badges and attribute ratings, so look for more powerful coach card options throughout 2K25. And as another little visual improvement, the active coach boosts you have are now more obvious with an indicator that appears next to your player's feet. I believe John mentioned this in the video, but coach settings now supports customizing your offensive settings and your situational on-the-fly lineups, which, for example, if you don't know what I'm talking about, that's like your bench, your tall lineup, your quick lineup, the ones that you can quickly select to put a new lineup in depending on the situation in the game. And coach settings also now supports setting your favorite plays, which is something that we know many of you have been asking for. We mentioned this next one a little bit earlier about free agent cards, but those free agent cards which are limited use in your lineup now have a variety of game limits. So it's not limited to just 5 games. You'll remember